I'm Terry Klein, and this is 10 Minutes on Songs. This week we are going to be talking about the 1-5-6-4 chord progression. Thanks to my friend Eric Woodring for putting a post up on Facebook and tagging me yesterday and inspiring me to spend 10 minutes today talking about this. Before we get into that, I want to ask you to subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's a huge help to me. Like the video if you like it. Don't like it if you don't. Comment on it if I've said something you think is really smart, or something you want to expand on, or something you think I've got very stupidly wrong. All engagement by legitimate, non-bot individuals is welcome. So 1, 5, 6, 4. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel it. Mama, rock me. Take me home. Country road. Did I get that backwards? I don't know. To the place I belong. If you're in a major city today, or even in a not major city, in a small city or in the country, and you go to a bar and there's somebody there like me, or better looking and more talented than me, playing cover songs, and you're sitting there and you're drinking your IPA or your Appletini, I would say there's a 98% chance that you're going to hear one of those two songs. What Eric said in his comment yesterday, in his post on Facebook, I should say, was he put out an APB of sorts, the songwriter friend, saying, how can I avoid cliches in my 1-5-6-4 songs? How do I avoid cliches? Which got me to thinking a whole bunch of different things. The first thing I was trying to figure out is if I have any 1-5-6-4 songs, but I'm not sure if I have. If you can think of one, drop it in the comments. That was one thing I thought. My response was maybe a little bit flippant. What I said was, if your melody is right, if your meter is right, if the words, fit in a logical and pleasant sounding way into your lines, so melody, meter, and then if your lyrical content is unconventional and interesting, then you're going to be fine. I think the way I phrased it was, you can play that over 1-5-6-4. You can play it over the drone of an old aging air conditioner, as I've been known to do in here. It got me to thinking about blues songs from the first part of the 20th century. Those songs tended to just be over 4 chords, 1, 4, and 5, in a 12-bar progression or an 8-bar progression. Sometimes it would be minor. And within those really serious confines and that constricted creative space, you have one of the richest and most fascinating bodies of music of any body of music. You have songs about heartbreak. You have songs about falling in love. You have songs about being broke. You have songs about not being able to love your lover the way that you want to. You have songs about selling your soul to the devil, having hellhounds on your trail, and on and on and on. I think about how constricting a 1-5-6-4 progression is. Well, that's one more chord than those guys had, and they did pretty amazing work in that context. Hank Williams, 3 chords, almost all of his songs. It got me to thinking about my own song Everywhere But Here, which is just 3 chords. It's a 1, a 4, and a 5, and the verse is just over the 1. It goes. Just goes like that, over and over, and then into the chorus. I think that the essence, I think, of what I have to say about this is if you're walking down the street or if you're in the shower and you get an idea for a song and it happens to be over the 1, 5, 6, 4 progression, write it. If you've got a good melody, if the meter makes sense, and if the lyrics are neat and interesting, you're going to be fine. You're going to have a good song. I see a lot of kvetching online in kind of the songwriting context about, how dare you continue to just use those 4 chords. Who cares? If it's a good song, it's a good song. It doesn't matter what the chords are. People complain about, it being 1, 6, 4, and 5 in the context of Taylor Swift songs, for example. They're good songs. Some of it maybe veers a little bit toward player hating, but again, maybe we'll do a different segment on player hating. So that's my general thoughts on 1, 5, 6, 4 is don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now, I have a couple of ideas of ways that if you are in kind of that universe of number 1, ways to kind of get out of that box, and number 2, ways if you're in that box to spice things up. Getting out of that box is I think a pretty straightforward thing. You just want to noodle a lot. Noodle. That's how Eddie Van Halen came up with a lot of his riffs. He sat on the couch and he noodled. It has the benefit of being something that you can do if you have 15 or 30 seconds. Just pick up your guitar and pick at it a little bit. That's how I came up with this little ditty, this thing from Anika. I was sitting on the edge of my bed at the 2018 Folk Alliance conference. They had a few minutes of downtime, and so I picked up my guitar, and maybe it was a screw up, this chord, I don't know. But I noticed that it just kind of worked, and so I kept playing it. And then when I got back to Austin, I put some pieces together and made that song happen. So noodling is a way for if you feel like you're in a rut. It's a great way to just kind of get out of there. The other thing that you can do, though, within the box, if you're in that 1, 5, 6, 4 box, is to invert things and suspend things and add notes to chords instead of just... So that is what I have to say about 1, 5, 6, and 4. The overarching point is don't worry about it. Write your songs. Whatever the chord progression is, honor it, own it, respect the muse, and don't let kind of the haters who criticize everything criticize you for using a chord progression that works. So that's 10 minutes on songs. We'll see you next week.